Hello everybody, here DXUN, and I'm going to do a recap basically of the few videos I just made for the PTS. So the first thing that I talked about was the Manon Flashpoint and vendor and the skill levels. So the Manon Flashpoint, I was really impressed. I thought it was really well done. They they kept what they had done from KOTOR and improved on that, which you can't ask for more when people do that. You're gonna say, well, the game is like KOTOR is old, but it's still a very cult game, and a lot of SWTOR fans or Star Wars fans would have really mentioned it if it missed the mark. Even if it would have been super great, if it didn't respect the Manon that we knew, yeah. But again, I think it built on what Manon was, and it's even better. So. As far as the vendor has three really awesome things that I think a lot of people are gonna go for, which is the double-bladed sword and the single sword, and then the submersible mount, which looks awesome as well. I like that they like it takes like for the submersible it's 20 of those relics, so it's gonna take a long time. It's not gonna be something that you do overnight, and I like that they force they don't force anyone, but it forces people that want cool stuff like that is to actually go and get it like through work, through getting you know some time in the game, which can't be said about everything that they do because sometimes they just completely, forget that. So the Flashpoint itself is also really fun. They have the three bosses are really cool the way they've done them. They're not. I think they're a little bit harder than what we see from the other tactical Flashpoints as well. The only blemish, if there is one for me, is that it's only tactical. I wish there was different modes. They need to start thinking about putting the tactical flashpoints that's basically getting almost nothing because it's too easy. Everybody can get through that with eyes blindfolded. They need to give like start to ramp things up slowly, kind of like what they do with the operations. You you don't get anything important as far as commendations running a Eternity Vault. Well, technically, to me, that feels like something like a tactical flashpoint. It's that easy. Abilities hit for 100 or two, and you have stim packs that heal you for thousands and thousands. So just, I mean, to me, just let that go. Get something else better. Get some better levels of skills so that we can actually get better at it. Then the legacy bank is my next point. The legacy bank, I think, is that's the one thing well, actually, there's a lot of things I was disappointed in this PTS. The legacy bank, I think, is too steep. To ask for 50 mil to unlock the whole thing, I think is too much. It should be a little bit, not too much. It should be, to me, to unlock the whole thing should cost about 5 mil max. You gotta think the whole thing through. They're gonna suck up so much money from everybody that you're not gonna even have money to unlock your stronghold. So therefore, I guess you can't even think about the 50 mil. Like you got to think the guild starship is at 50 mil to get in, but it's about 130 mil I think to unlock the whole thing. So it's gonna cost a lot of money as a guild to get that. Now, granted, there's usually cash cows that will, well, we call them cash cows, guys that are really rich that will help out more than others. But technically, you can't think that for every guild. So people are gonna start doing dailies and doing things to get money in the bank. And then you got the strongholds, which will cost you about 8 mil to unlock everything. Now, granted, not everybody's going to want to unlock everything, but over time, everybody's going to want to go back and unlock that stuff as well. So the legacy bank on top of that, I think is just a bit much. And the way, from what I was told, the way it's done is it's the first tab is free. So you get the first tab for free. The second tab is 5 mil, 10 mil, 15 mil, and then the last tab goes to 20 mil for 50 mil total. Now, you can also take the cartel option for these. It's not like the Starship where you can't, but these you can. The thing is, it's 2.5k, 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 2.5k. So they don't ramp it up. So basically, they're basically telling you spend as much money as you want everywhere for like credits, and then when you run out, go to your legacy bank and then use the cartel coins and pay straight cash to us. And I just don't like that. I think it's dishonest. It's disgusting in some ways. The legacy bank should be cheap. The other thing that I really didn't like, and that's actually we'll wait for later, I guess. The next point is Stronghold Packs. Stronghold Packs, I guess, I'm in the middle right now, but with a slight disappointment. But then again, I know it's going to change, and what I mean is that if it follows the tendencies that they have used so far, which is the previous two cartel packs, which were the Club Vertiga and the other one, and was the two those two packs add 4 new sets of gear in there. Now, if we look at the Stronghold packs, there's 4 packs in there. It's a lot of freaking stuff, but it looks like they're missing a lot of things. I don't think they've added all the mounts, and I don't think they've added all the gear sets. I think I've only seen 2 sets that are new, plus one that we can't see, so I'm not sure if it's new or not. But they have the Teal Shan, and they have the Jedi set, which again, when they do new things, it's freaking amazing. It looks great. Everybody wants it. But when they start rehashing things, which they with those packs looks like really too. I don't know if it's because we don't have the rest of the pack yet, but it just looks too much. Like they're just rehashing old stuff, and it's starting to really impact on the packs, and they're gonna sell less, I think, than they ever did with even though it's hard to say that because the two sets again the 2 sets they made are so awesome, and it was so needed in the game that they might still pull it off, but and I don't think it'll be I don't think people will buy as much as they did the others, like the Walker, like the Banta packs, where people were just buying left, right, center, just trying to get them, which was almost nearly impossible. I've kind of come to the conclusion that if you want them, you're better off, like I was saying before, you're better off to just not the buy cartel packs, and then once the timer expires, sell them, and then buy off the mounts off the GTN, because there's always 1 or 2 mounts there, and they sell approximately for. Well, even the Walker, which everybody thought would be super high, was like selling for 20 mil on my server. So you can still buy them for fairly cheap. And 20 mil you might think is a lot of money, but if you count that into, take that into account that, like, on the gold sellers sell what, a mil for about $6 or so, and you spend about 100 for 1,500, so that's 2 boxes. That's a lot of money, right? So you can get there pretty quickly, and if you're like me, a guy who's impulsive buying like 8 to 10 boxes, depending on if there's something you really want, then you're definitely better off doing this method, and then buying another 1 or 2 boxes to get most of the sets that you need. So again, it's a little frustrating, but I guess it's a necessary evil in this case, because if you don't do that, then you end up spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on virtual property technically, so it's not the best way to do it. So again, Stronghold Packs kind of thumbs down, but I'm expecting to come back up, because once the other sets that they didn't put on there show up, hopefully there's going to be more on the next version of PTS, which should be coming either today or very soon. Then we'll see what is going on with that. So next point, Stronghold. Stronghold kind of gets hidden in the whole this, which is, it sucks, but it's kind of the reality, because there's so many other things that I didn't like that it kind of got, or that I liked a lot, because if it was Manon, I was completely captivated and I was completely in there, and I wasn't even looking at Stronghold that much. But maybe it's also, I guess, because of the streams, they've done such a good job at showing us the strongholds and everything. But going through it myself and everything and seeing the prizes and all that, I'm actually really surprised. And well, surprised. I guess they were kind of telling us that you could get it at 15. So my assumption was that it was going to be a level 15 prize, not a level 55 prize as far as opening the first few rooms anyway. And it is. It's like 5K, 10K. Like, it's nothing that's gonna break the bank. So I think that's really good for that. Like, you want to promote the game early to those that are coming in, and that's a good way to do it. show them a room. Don't need to show them much more. Show them a room at least, so they have an idea. Hey man, I'm gonna have this fucking place later on. Like, yeah, cool. And then I can eventually get to the other rooms. So I thought that was really well thought out. Uh, Guild starships. That's not quite out yet, but we've learned obviously that the starships, like I was saying, the starter cost is 50 mil, and I am totally loving that. And I'll explain to you why. And I know a lot of the small guilds are really ticked off by this, but honestly, you're in a small guild, that's your choice, and that's the end of it. If you choose to be in a small guild, that's one of the downfalls of being in a small guild. You don't have access to as many resources as a bigger guild has normally. So, I mean, I understand that these guilds are going to stay small and they don't want to get bigger, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that again, but that doesn't mean that everybody in the world should get a guild starship. To me, I respected the vision they had when they mentioned they wanted it to be a special thing, you know. And if you want something special, it can't be something that me or you can afford on our own. It has to be something that an entire guild has to work for and get it. And it's still attainable by one person too. We know some people that have millions and millions and millions of credits, you know, and they're gonna do that. They have their own guild and they're gonna buy their own starship. We know that's gonna happen, but we want to limit. I want that to be limited in my mind. If not, then you're gonna lose the whole starship kind of, you know, prestige kind of thing. And then the fact that it unlocks all the way up to 130 mil is even better. It's gonna force guilds to play together, to try to get things, and that's awesome. That's great. Uh, Conquest, we still don't know everything about it, but I'm actually expecting to be disappointed. Uh, well, I'm expecting to be disappointed for one good reason is that if this is not PvP, then on a PvE server, it's going to be completely boring. But if it's on a PvP server, it's going to be insane madness, awesomeness, you name it. It's going to be PvP everywhere on all the planets, and that I think will be great for them. And I envy that. I guess I envy that that the BioWare, it seems like the BioWare anyways, train of thought is that if you're on a PvE server, you don't want a PvP. And it's not true. What we don't want is to get ganked by a 55 when you're level fucking 19, and then you get like ganked over and over again. That's what we don't want. That's the only thing I think that most people don't like about the PvP aspect. Now, if you put like something like the Event, perfectly placed idea of a PvP event within a PvE server. You have a zone, you know it's on as soon as you get in there, and then you have things to do in there, so therefore you go anyway. And then you deal with the ramifications of what you did, which is not always a good decision. But anyways, you see what I mean? That I liked, like make zones within the planet. Okay, if you go there, like you don't even need to. If they actually did, okay, you got to go attack that base and blow it all up. As soon as you get in there, you automatically get your tag, and then you can start. Everything is red, and then you just start attacking and all that. And that's fine. That's good. That's cool. That's all. I thought that's what Conquest was supposed to be. But from what I'm told, it's not what they're going for. And I guess we'll see when everything comes live, because that it will be on with the guild starships as well. So something to see. And then last but not least is just something to look up to is, as I mentioned, there's another Flashpoint called Havoc, which we don't know anything about. But we also know that there's another portal on Manon. So we think that I'm thinking anyways that might be the portal for Havoc Flashpoint, which would come out later on or something. So we'll see. But definitely, again, a lot of good steps in there, but there's a couple that are really doozies in my mind. And again, it's not because I like the Guild Starship price that others do. I know Larry Everett and others dislike the starting costs of 50 mil. They wish it was a little bit less so that other guilds could kind of get their like heads in the starship, and then from there, you know, you can decide whatever you want to do. So again, overall, I'm pretty psyched, and I can't wait to see the Flashpoint going live and then play with the Stronghold and everything. That's gonna be fun, hunting, furniture, and all that stuff. Fuck. I don't know what's going on lately. Every time I do a video, I have to yawn at least once. I don't know where it is, but I guess you got it. Here's my yawn of the video. See you later. Thanks for watching.